What's up, YouTube? This is Damon, aka the world's worst magician, and today I'll be bringing you a review of the city prediction software by SOMA, introduced by Ellusionist.com. So one thing you will note is that if you go to Ellusionist website and you look for this, you can't actually purchase from there. You have to purchase it through the Apple App Store on whatever device you're going to use. So I'll leave a link in the description so you can see the trailer for this effect, but the gist of it is that you can borrow anybody's iPad, iPhone, or iPod Touch and put in a prediction. You pull up maps, you put in a prediction. So right here I got Las Vegas, whatever. You put in the prediction, you put it face down, their device, and then you ask them to name any city in the entire world. Doesn't matter where it is. And whatever city they name will exactly match your prediction. So this, to me, it's cool. I mean, I love tech. I'm a nerd. So being able to put technology into magic is awesome. So it's not where you're thinking. I know you're probably thinking you got to Bluetooth it or you got to put an app on their phone or you got to do something slick. But the magic happens on their phone and you have to do nothing to their device. Well, I apologize. You got to put in your prediction and then you're able to do it. So as always, let me start with the negatives. The first negative is that the device that you're doing it on has to be connected to the internet. So like right now, this iPad is Wi-Fi only. So you would have to look for this symbol and verify that they are able to get on the internet. Same thing with their iPhone, which generally those are going to work. iPod Touch, same thing. You have to make sure that it's connected to Wi-Fi. So with any of those devices, as long as they're connected to the internet, you're good to go. The biggest, and this is a huge negative for me, it's not Android compatible at all. So it would be nice if you could just launch it from Android. You know what I mean? Like if my device was Android, their device was Apple, that I could still make the effect happen on their device from mine. Given the technology that they use, it should be possible, but it's not. So for me, it's just a huge downer because I use an Android phone. So that's why I had to put it on an iPad because I don't have an iPhone. So in the future, maybe they'll make that work. But for right now, for me, that's a huge negative because I really don't want to carry around an iPad so that I can do this trick, even though it is super cool. I mean, you're going to get pretty good reactions from this one because it's undetectable and it's mind-blowing. Another negative, it's not a huge negative, but when you're in the App Store, so I have an iPad, it's going to search for iPad only. You got to change that to iPhone only or, uncheck the filter or you won't find it. So if you do have an iPad or an iPod Touch, you can still download this app and install it. And it's going to work just fine. So for the iPad, if you've ever tried to use an iPhone app on an iPad, it just gets kind of stretched, but it doesn't matter. It's not going to affect anything. So you can still install the app, and then based on your Apple login, I believe you can use it across devices. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, the positives about it are that nothing like this has ever been done. And like I said, it's pretty undetectable. Now, as a nerd, I was able to figure out something happened, but you won't be able to know exactly what happened. Just because it leaves a trace of something that I don't really want to say because I'll be giving away how the effect works. But there is a trace, but it's not anything that a normal person would ever see, to be honest. So yeah. If you're dealing with somebody who's as nerdy as me, they'll see it, but then they'll be like, oh, well, that's weird. But then that's it. I mean, you still have no idea how it took place. Again, they just need an internet connected device and you can make this happen. So you can do this anywhere, go to Starbucks, go to the mall, go anywhere that somebody would have an internet connected device and you can make this happen. So to me, that's pretty incredible. And it works just as you saw in the trailer, except for one caveat. In the trailer, the first thing that he does is he asks a woman to name any place, and all he does is borrow her device, puts it on the table. She says it, he turns it over, and it's what she said. That is impossible. So I'm not sure why they put it in there, unless you are like super slick, because it does require two devices, theirs and yours. So if you don't use your device, you cannot make this work. So I don't understand why they put that in there, because you couldn't do it unless you like had your hand under the table doing something with your phone. But then he doesn't do that. And if you did that, it would be super suspicious, right? So just letting you know, that part doesn't work. The second part where he asks the girl to name something and then she names a city and he's like, oh, let's take a look at that city. And that scenario will work. You can come up with your own spiel of how to get that to work, but it will work. So I believe the price point for this is $15.99 right now. And you buy it directly through the Apple Store and just download it to your device. It comes with instructions on how to use it, how to go through it, how to set everything up, because there is a little bit of setup required, but it's like a one-time thing. You set it up and then you're good to go from there. So I did want to shout out Nubs Magic for, again, requesting this, because this is not something that I would have been aware of because I don't have an Apple device. But after I got it and I made it work with this, and I had an iPod Touch, but as my timing always is, I just sold it, and it actually would have been great for this because, you could, if you have an Android device like I do, you could just turn on your hotspot and then use your iPod Touch or your iPad through your hotspot and still make this work. So, sorry, I'm a nerd. That's how my mind works, and that's just a suggestion for you. If you do have a device like this that's not on some type of 4G or LTE network, you can just throw it on Wi-Fi from your hotspot, and then you can still make the effect happen. And again, I'll leave a link in the description so you can see the trailer and everything that comes with it. And again, this has been your look at City Prediction by SOMA and Ellusionist.com. All right, see ya. Well, I hope you liked that review. And if you have any questions, magic tricks, or decks that you want to see reviewed, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. As always, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click that like button and subscribe for any future reviews. All right, see ya.